What it do? What it do? I hope y'all up. You know what I mean? Get the sleep out your eyes. Turn off the Twilight Zone because it's about to go down over here. It's down in Sports Talk, man. This is left-handed right here, and y'all the Bears over there in the building,
Yeah,
making
I'm
it happen.
a
What's
little
good? What's good?
frozen
What's
on
goody?
my little
Huh?
frozen on my side. I think my screen a little frozen, but
Yeah. Oh, I thought she was practicing for the Macy's parade. Y'all the
I
Bears
know
in the
it's
building,
like
y'all.
I'm looking. I'm like, yo, I look frozen.
I was like, go like this. Whoops. I scared you.
I'm
Y'all the
waiting for
Bears in
you
the
to come
building. We
back,
here
but
live and direct, man. Down in Sports Talk. You already know the vibes, man. We
yes,
on Tuesdays 8 to 9, but we decided to come on tonight, man, to chop up this NCAA tournament. And some other things. We're not going to talk about Andrew Wiggins. So don't even ask. I'm not touching it. If y'all wants to discuss it, it's crazy. I'm not going there. People talk about you gonna talk about Andrew Wiggins. No, you talk about Andrew Wiggins. I'm not going. I'm not touching that.
that's man.
That's sad, yo. It's an indictment on a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. We here to talk about the March Madness. Um, it's a
Yo,
crazy
my
tournament.
laptop's doing crazy stuff right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That topic is going crazy, but I don't really want to dwell into that because
Nah,
that's my business.
I ain't touching that
You know what I'm
neither.
saying? But we in the building. What we are going to talk about though is the NCAA tournament. We could definitely get into some NBA stuff. Yada just came off assignment, so she's in the building, hyped in charge, ready to get it
Yo,
popping.
yo, can
And me,
can can you see me?
yeah, I can see you,
That's weird because my screen
but
just
you're
went
not.
totally
But you,
white.
it's like your screen is frozen.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah. So that's what it is. We're in the building, man. Let us know what you think. We live on YouTube, Facebook, StreamYard. We making it happen right now. It's a late night tip. I haven't done one of these in a while. All right, a late night show, man. Just chopping it up about the day and about how the tournament has gone so far and things of that nature. We've had an exciting 2 days. Some teams that a lot of people expected to do some things, at least get to the second weekend, are going home right now. And that's
yeah.
an indictment of this whole tournament. That's how this tournament has been and the whole season has been. Everybody's taking, turns in that revolving door being number one. A lot of teams can't handle that. And you know what? And I'm going to say this since we're here,
Hmm.
and I definitely want to get Yada's opinion on this. To me, it's kind of a trickle down effect from these other schools getting these players who don't get to the blue chip schools. Okay, for example, you got a lot of transfers in the portal and things of that nature where these lesser known schools are getting these kids and stepping their game up and they not scared of these Big Ten opponents. Like, look at Fairleigh Dickinson. What?
Yeah.
They was giving the business to Purdue all day. And then, when you look at the Big Ten, there's no team in the Big Ten that even plays like FDU.
Nah.
And let me say this, and then you could set it off, Yada. Salute to Fairleigh Dickinson University, Teaneck, New Jersey. Stand up. Got to give them some love. They're a 16 seed. They beat a number one. So again, at the end of the day, when these teams come in here, when they really don't have nothing to lose, Yada,
Yeah.
because they're expected to lose anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, the first couple of days of the tournament, we can talk about yesterday, we can talk about today. What's on your mind? How you feel about it?
Well, when we talked about it on Tuesday, I already said that it's a toss up for me. Because this season's been crazy. There was really no clear number one. The preseason number one didn't even make it to the
Right.
dance.
That's right, North Carolina.
We have a revolving door at number one all basketball season, and the door is still spinning because
Mm,
Purdue just stepped out.
talk about it.
Okay, they just stepped out big time um, against number 16. And with a tournament like this, like how we say in football, any given Sunday, well, it can be anybody day. And
Mm-hmm.
today, it was FDU day, and Salute to them, okay?
Absolutely.
I always love to see, the underdog win. The underdog come out on top. Um, as we saw yesterday, Virginia,
Absolutely. Furman.
out
Yeah,
the door,
Furman giving them the business.
out the
Princeton
door,
beat Arizona. That's right. Let's go.
out the door. And these are, like you said before, these are these blue chip schools. They're getting the top
Allegedly.
guys.
Hmm.
And then when you look at teams like FDU, most of these guys they get in probably like local guys, or maybe they was in the transfer portal, or maybe they got caught up with something and lost their scholarship to one of the blue chip schools and happened to have to go to this school, and now they out here balling on national TV and knocking out a number one squad. When we
Hmm.
talk about Virginia, a lot of people have Virginia going to their Final Four.
Yeah.
A lot of people's like,
Yeah.
oh, Virginia's sneaky good. They're gonna be, they might slide into their Final Four. You can't really, look past them. Well, they going home.
Yeah.
They didn't make it out the weekend.
And they haven't really done nothing in the tournament since they won it a few
Since
years back.
yeah, and the kid that the final play, I
Yeah.
blame the coach number one. You have one timeout. You see the full court press already set up. It wasn't like it was a surprise press. They had it already set up. So when you saw that and you saw your man getting in trouble, why didn't you just call
Come.
timeout? Instead, again, here's the arrogance. We're Virginia, okay? We're going to get this ball across and we're going to get this final shot. But no, he did a jump pass, ball got intercepted, went back the other way, game over.
Came right down and bust a three right in the eye. Bong,
Game
bong.
over.
Yes.
Bam, game over. And then when we look at Arizona, it's like they kind of came out a little flat to me. They didn't look like they wanted it. And I feel like some of these teams who are the highest seed when they're playing these lower seeds, they come out as if they already won the game. Like this is just a tune up. This is just a tune up. And they got tuned up too. They got tuned out. So I'm looking forward to Sweet 16, see who else going to make it in there. A lot of people, was looking past Penn State. Penn State showed up and showed out. It was just crazy, and March Madness is the madness of March. You never know what's going to happen, and we've been saying this for a while before the tournament started, that all four of these number one seeds were all suspect, and we were just waiting to see which one was going to exit first. Now, did we think that Purdue was going to exit on a Friday night? We didn't. I didn't think that. I thought they would at least make it to the Sweet 16, maybe the round of 32. But I thought they would at least get out the weekend. And these guys didn't even get a chance to unpack their duffel bag. Okay?
They got beat. Purdue, a Big Ten school, got beat by a school that was Division II.
And that's even worse right there.
And that's even worse.
That's even worse right there.
And again, we talked about it behind the scenes for a little bit before we came on the air. Like, these highfalutin schools, your Big Tens and things of that nature, these, Fairleigh Dickinsons and things that they're not scared of you, yo.
Yep.
They're not scared of you. What did the homies say before they even played Purdue? When they played the playing game?
Yeah.
The guy was scouting and we said, yo, we could beat these dudes.
We can beat them. We
could beat Purdue. He said, I'm watching them. We could beat them. And they went out there and they made the situation happen for themselves. I think you hit on it when you said, yo, these schools coming here, they're used to the bright lights. They're used
Yeah,
to all the hype and all of that. They're used to it. These other schools, I think that they're looking at the game instead of looking at the outside. Before you would look at the outside like, wow, we never played in front of 20,000 people before, so they get kind of tight. Now it's like we can't wait to beat these cats in front of 20,000 people. They got nothing to lose
because that right there build up their notoriety. We beat Purdue on the biggest stage of college basketball, right?
You were 16 and you beat a 1. Absolutely.
Yeah, and what was crazy, because when I seen the score at halftime, I said these guys playing it kind of tight. I said, wow. I was like, Purdue, this not a good look. I'm like, it's a little tight. And
they were scared to shoot. Yeah, I'm watching the game.
The defense, like these guys played Purdue really tight and really close. And then when it was about like 3 minutes left in the game, I said, oh. And then when I got your text and I look back at my phone, I'm looking at the score, I'm like, oh, whoa. I said, uh-oh. I said, Purdue.
Yeah.
I said,
61-56 with a minute to play. That's right.
Yes. I said, Purdue, is this it? Are you going to be the first one out with a 16? Like, when the last time did a 16 be the one? What, like?
It was about 4 or 5 years ago, I think.
4 years? It wasn't that 4 or 5 years ago, right?
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, I'm like, so now this may start being a common thing. This might not be something that's going to be mind-blowing anymore, because now when you're picking doing your brackets, you're going to have to really do some research and look at these 16.
That's right.
This number 16 squad.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't watch those first 4 in, because I did watch that game with them, and it was a close game too. And I was like, oh, these guys play defense. So next season, next year, whoever, doing these brackets, y'all better start really checking out those first 4 end games, and start really looking at these schools that's going to be, numbers in that 16 spot, because it's no longer going to be a walk in the park.
Absolutely.
You can't just sub in your whole bench to finish out the game.
Right.
No,
think you're gonna be up by 20 at halftime when you're down by 5. You know what I mean?
It's not like that no more. It's all close. It's all close.
Yeah, and I think the philosophy of these coaches is like, yo, keep it close. If we can hang around, if we can hang out and have the game within 7 to 8 points with 5 minutes to go, the screws are gonna be tightened up on the favorite. Now they're getting tight. Like, why aren't we killing? Why are we not beating these dudes by 30 points?
Exactly. You would expect a number 1 to trash a number 16, but that's not the case anymore. I mean, when I look at the rest of the games today, every game was pretty tight. There was no
big blowouts, right? That's right.
And that's one thing that we had spoke about earlier before the tournament started. Like, I feel like it's not going to be no real big blowouts like that. A lot of these schools are evenly matched. You can't look at the seeding really. This like this bracket right now is what I like to call fugazi, because the seeding don't really matter,
You're right. It's like they just drew numbers out of a hat. Like
you just here you go. Oh, so Kansas State. All right, so you're gonna be the 3 seed? Yeah, you the 3 seed. Montana State. All right, you got the 14 seed, but you guys are pretty evenly matched. Nobody's getting blown out. So I'm pretty sure that the nation brackets are all busted.
Somebody said they got a perfect bracket after this tournament. They're lying.
Exactly, because who would not? First of all, I wouldn't even wrote no name like FPU down like that at all. If it wasn't for this tournament, I wouldn't even know what this school might be like. Yeah. Fairleigh Dickinson University. Where is that at? I don't know. But now everybody know now.
You're gonna know where it's at now. Salute Teaneck, New Jersey.
Yeah, everybody know tonight
Home of the
Um,
Isley brothers. Let's go.
yeah, but I mean, when we look at what tomorrow games, like what games are you looking forward to?
Actually, I'm looking forward to all of them because again, it's like what matchup is gonna be a matchup that we could call and say, oh, this team is gonna win, or this team is gonna
Oh,
beat this team. I mean, again,
none
with
of them.
even the teams that we got, even we didn't talk about Arkansas yet. Arkansas
I was gonna,
is playing
yeah,
Kansas tomorrow
yeah.
and
I
1-8
mean,
matchup. So yeah, go ahead.
that matchup. You know what matchup I'm really looking forward to watching?
Mhm.
I think gonna be a pretty good game. That Duke Tennessee matchup. That 4 or
Yeah.
5.
I mean, yeah, 4 or 5. Yeah, that's going to be good. That's going to be a good matchup. And again, those are two teams that people kind of slept on Duke because of coaching change. From Krzyzewski to John Shire, but Duke is one of the hot teams coming into this tournament. But here we go with all the stuff that we talked about in the beginning of the show tonight. Down in sports, we're in the building doing the late night thing. You still have those common denominators, the Dukes. You know what I mean? And we brought this up. We said, these tournaments, you get your Cinderellas, your Florida Gulf Coast, your George Washingtons, you get those guys that win. But at the end of the day, who's in the Final Four? Duke,
Yep.
Kansas.
Cream always rises to the
You know
top.
what I mean?
Cream
So,
always rises to the top.
um, yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. So a game like Duke and Tennessee, you're looking forward to it and say, this is a heavyweight matchup right here. Absolutely. This is the game right here. Now we're in the round of 32. So now these games right now, the winner of these games will be going to the Sweet 16, which will be next week.
Yep.
So
And
again, now you're going to, the cream is going to really rise to the top, like you said. And like that Duke Tennessee matchup, and we talking about the games for later on today. This is, we doing it on the late night stuff. So if you riding the train or you coming home or from the party
yeah,
or whatever, no, you're not drunk. You ain't that
no, we
high.
in the
It's just
building.
down in Sports Talk. We live and
We in the
direct right
building.
here.
Um, what else?
What about the Penn State? What about the Penn State Texas game?
That's what I was going next. That Penn State
Okay.
Texas game, to me, they're pretty evenly matched. Again, the seeding doesn't matter.
Right.
Like I don't care that Penn State is a 10th seed and Texas is 2, but they're pretty even matched. So you can't sleep on Penn State. Again, they have nothing to lose because truthfully, people didn't even think they was going to win the first game. They thought it was going to be one and done. The Alabama Maryland game, suspect for Alabama. And that Houston Auburn game, suspect because Houston, they missing one of their top guys.
Yep.
So now, as the weekend and as the tournament goes on, you face a tougher competition, and Auburn ain't no slouch. They come into play and they may knock Houston out. Houston might be the next number 1 out of here. And
yeah,
I
the
can
kid
also say about Alabama.
Yeah, that kid Sasser, that's a big injury.
Yeah.
But they said they're going to play, and we'll see. The groin is not nothing to really, mess around with. But he said he's going to try to go against Auburn. But back to that situation we was talking about earlier just now. My one of my picks got knocked out. We were talking about Penn State and Texas earlier, right? And again, I looked at Penn State and I said, well, okay, that's a football school, right? But man, listen, I think that when you got a kid on your squad, the kid Andrew Funk, who could knock down all those threes, Texas A&M is going to go home. And I had Texas A&M going to the Final Four. So again, like you said, a 2 and a 10, those numbers on the side of the team name don't matter at this point.
Nah, don't mean anything.
Make the baskets, play smart basketball. But I wanted to bring up something I had talked to you. I had texted you earlier. The Xavier kids in the Xavier game. Now I know, sometimes your teammates first, your family first. I get it. But in the heat of the moment, again, you mentioned it. You're on national TV.
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you got to kind of like cool that out because that looked kind of bad. It was, and again, we're used to watching, teammates, kind of get at each other. But like
I
in this
know.
moment right here, you got to kind of
It
like,
looked really
yeah,
bad.
it looked bad. It looked probably worse than what it was, but it looked
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that wasn't the only one. It was a couple of them. The kids were getting at each other. You know what I mean? But I understand they want to win real bad and this and that and the third. But again, especially
yeah.
that Xavier said because the Xavier game was tight.
No, it, it,
So
it was they was this close to losing. I was like,
right.
oh, here we go again, you know.
So so we absolutely get where that's coming from. But again, you kind of like the pressure bust pipes, and you got to be able to kind of like work through that as a team, and kind of like get over that because this is what you're here for. That nobody said it was gonna be easy.
Nope.
These next 2 weeks are gonna be the
Toughest
craziest two
two
weeks these
weeks.
kids ever experienced.
That's yeah.
You
That
know.
is
So
correct.
we doing the Down to In Sports Talk thing late night. We chopping it up. March Madness. Probably get into some NBA stuff before we get out of here, get some sleep. Now it comes to the part of the show where the ubiquitous Yada Bear gives us her opinion on today's happenings or whatever else is happening in Yada Bear's world. Yada speaks, y'all. Let's get it.
Well, I want to talk about the women's tournament. We had a lot of good games. Now, when I talk about the women's tournament, how we talk about the men's, especially in the early rounds, you have the teams where you know that they're going, to win. It's no surprise. Like your South Carolinas, even though Aaliyah Boston didn't really have a really good game, but everybody else stepped up. Um, and I love what Dawn Staley said during her press conference that Norfolk State really made them have to play a different type of game. It was different. She didn't try to make anything else. Like she praised them, very classy because they blew them out. I mean they beat them by 32. Okay, but the way the game was played early on, it seemed pretty tight. But at the end of the day, they handled their business. Um, as Brianna had spoken earlier, Princeton's ladies team,
Yeah.
those Lady Tigers, they came out and they played a heck of a game against NC State, and this was a situation where both of these teams was evenly matched. Princeton came in as the number 10 seed. NC State came in as the number 7, and that was a really good game. It was came down to the wire. They was able to pull it out by one, and guess what? They moving on to the next round. You know, it's good to see like an Ivy League school, be successful in this tournament because they're really not that successful in this tournament. When you get like a Penn or a Princeton in there, they're generally like a first round exit. But it was really good to see them step up, and like I said, it was a great game. LSU, played a great game. Um, South Dakota State,
Mm-mm.
I didn't see that coming. They took it to USC. Uh, Ole
Yep.
Miss,
Talk about your blowouts.
yeah. Ole Miss came out and beat the brakes off of Gonzaga women's team.
Oh,
I didn't expect that. Also, I said, oh wow, I thought that was going to be a close game. And we want to talk about a blowout. When the last time you see 103 points dropped in the tournament?
right,
Okay,
right.
Utah came in there and said, you guys want to be talking about LSU, Stanford, UConn, South Carolina, Tennessee.
Iowa,
What about
right,
Iowa, Indiana? What about me? What
right.
about me? And they came out there, and when I say they put on a shooting clinic,
They beat they was playing two teams. They beat Gardner and Webb.
They had enough points to beat both of them too.
That's right.
Like when I said they put on a shooting clinic, they put on a shooting clinic. They couldn't. The basket looked like a hula hoop to them. Okay, that's oh my god! I was like, whoa, wait a minute, 103 points. Like I have never seen 103 points in a.
That's what they call that busting the clock. Yeah, yo.
They definitely busted the clock, and then you also had Mississippi State. Came in, took out Creighton. Another good game. Stanford, 92 for the Sacred Heart. They got them out of there. So when you look at like the women's side, it is very lopsided early on until we get to the meat and potatoes.
Right, absolutely.
Of it all. But again, it still was a lot of great games. That West Virginia Arizona game was good. That South Florida Marquette game was good. That came down to the wire also. And I can't not talk about Caitlin Clark because
let's go.
She did her thing today, and not only did she did it by scoring, she also did it by distributing the ball.
The basketball, absolutely. I watched that. That's right.
She had 12 assists. So she got everybody around her involved in the game, and she still was busting down her shots. So I think this tournament is going to be very big for her. I do see them going to the Final Four off of her because she can pull up from anywhere. When they're calling her the female Steph Curry of college basketball, and I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
Because her range is ridiculous.
Right.
And I'm not mad at that comparison at all. You could tell that she had worked very hard in the gym to perfect those shots, and she has worked with Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
He had taken time out to help her with her shot and with her game, and you can see it. So I can respect when players put the hard work in and it translate in the game. So that's what I want to talk about with that. And real quick, something extremely funny that came out. Everybody's best friend, Ben Simmons, has lost his representation.
Yeah.
So we all know what's going on.
Rich Paul couldn't take it no more.
Rich Paul said, I can't get this guy don't want to play basketball. I can't help this guy anymore. I got him the bag. He wanted to leave Philly. I got him to another team, and he still don't want to play. So you know what the next step is that this guy, he's going to get bought out of his contract. I guarantee.
You know what? And you know what? I feel like this. I talk a lot of craziness. You know what I mean? But a lot of it is, it's a means to an end. I knew this was coming with this dude when he was at LSU, yo. When you do stuff like what he did when he was at LSU, and again, that's who he is. It showed you who he is, not who he was or what he's trying to get away from. It showed you exactly who he is. So that carried over to his professional career, which really wasn't a career at all. It was just a lot of hype that he couldn't execute on. And now he can't execute on. People are finally opened up their eyes and seeing the light. They riding with this dude and the wheels are falling off. The hubcaps came off like 3 years ago. Now the wheels are coming off. You know what I mean? So everybody that tried to vouch for this dude and, say, give him a chance and let him get his stuff together. And you know what I mean? And now it's like, everybody's like out of here. We like, nah, man, we got to wipe our hands of this. You know what I mean?
Now, listen, we here in Philly, we stood behind him. We stood with him. We said, hey, you don't have to shoot the ball. It's okay. It's all right. We don't need you to shoot. We just need you to be present, be a part of the team, be a part of the squad. And then he did the most low down thing that you can do to a Philadelphia sports fan is give up when we need you the most. He gave up
in
right
the game.
He gave up
In the
right in the
game.
game, right there. And then when that happened, you know what happened? Everybody was like, nope, he's done. He got to go. And now he's going to be out the league soon. I'm telling you, he's going to be one of the first guys that have like a mega deal get bought out because he don't want to play basketball, and
He's
nobody
gonna be eating
else.
bologna sandwiches like Antoine Walker.
Yeah, and nobody gonna want this guy on their team because he don't want to play, and he's nothing but a headache, and he's $100 million headache. Who wants $100 million headache? Nobody. He better call Michael Jordan and see if he can get on the Charlotte team before he sells it. Because I saw that coming too.
I
saw that coming. The writing was on the wall.
He finally got his mind right too, huh?
Yeah. The writing was on the wall with that. I said, yeah, MJ. I said, yeah, you need to sell this team because this team is not going anywhere at all. And how crazy that Lonzo Ball may miss all of next season.
Yeah, it's turned into a sad story. But I think I said it on either in the group or on Twitter or something. I was like, well, he's still young enough to hopefully you want to pull for this kid. You know what I mean? Because his father kind of like, put him out there and things of that nature. They were working hard, and it's just tough that, he's dealing with these injuries, both of them. Now, is it a coincidence that, two of the brothers is suffering these crazy injuries? Like, what is the deal with that? Like, are they working out hard enough? Or are they working out at all? What are they doing to be breaking down like this at a young age? Like,
at a young age. Yeah. When I saw that story, I said, next season, I said,
yeah.
What?
He gonna miss the whole season. I said,
this is worse. That's worse than Derrick Rose. That's worse than the Derrick Rose situation. And coincidence, he's on the Bulls. He plays for the Bulls. So it's like, what is going on?
Right.
But yeah, that was nuts. That's nuts.
It's crazy. Yada Speaks, yo. Make sure you check out Yada. That's the homie right there. That's my Code D in the building. Make sure you follow her on Twitter, rock with her in the Facebook group and all that good stuff right there. Listen, I mean, I was watching the World Baseball Classic last night. And you can feel two ways about it. The excitement is second to none. It already has, the Major League Baseball season beat already.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. And the excitement, I watched the whole game last night. Okay. The Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. I was tweeting Yada while she was on a mission. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Special mission, doing what she do. But I was tweeting and keeping them involved in the game. It was a great game. The crowd was going crazy. You don't see full Meraki bands and marching bands at Yankee Stadium. You don't see that. You know what I'm saying? They was getting it cracking. And again, the Puerto Rican team. Julio Rodriguez. Now, I don't know if you saw the highlight of when Lindor hit the inside the park home run.
Yes.
But Julio Rodriguez, he's supposed to be the next great thing coming out of Seattle with the Seattle Mariners and all that.
Yeah.
He's showed and proved that he's going to be that dude, right?
Mm-hmm,
but that play when Lindor hit the home run and he tried that, that's what you call letting the ball play you.
Yeah.
If you ever had a coach, you know what I mean, at baseball or maybe football or even basketball, there's a saying, you don't let the ball play you.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened to Julio Rodriguez last night. He came in on the ball, playing center field, right, for the Dominican Republic. He came in on the ball that Lindor hit out to center field. Wasn't sure, right? Mm-hmm. He came in on it. He tried to hop. And then when he hopped, the ball just kept going. It went under him.
Yeah.
And again, you got to be able to know what you're doing. like you take a step. They taught us when we was playing Little League, playing the outfield, you take a step back, then you come in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
So
always go
again,
back first.
yeah, you take a step back. Yeah. So again, I'm watching that, and as soon as that ball got by Julio Rodriguez, I said, "Oh man, this is gonna be crazy right here."
Lindor was out
And
too.
Lindor was out, threw the hat off, and the whole 9 yards.
He was gone.
And again, it was a great game, and it was marred by what happened at the end. Oh man, that was so crazy. Like they're celebrating on the mound. You know how they do? They jump, they pile. You know, they didn't pile on each other, but they were just jumping up and down like they do.
Jumping in the circle, you know.
And then all of a sudden, everything stopped. And it was like when the dude came out, he was waving like the medical personnel to come on the field.
Right down.
Oh man.
And you know what's so crazy? I just went on a whole rant to my friend about how the U.S. team needs to have some A-list pitchers. And look what this dude do.
Yeah.
Look what he does. Martin Gramatica. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
Martin
I know.
Gramatica.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. All right. That was nice. I saw what you did there. That was nice.
Yeah. So
but it's crazy. Yeah, he's done for the year, and of course, you know, it could have happened to a better team.
It could have happened to a better team. That's right.
It could have
happened to a
better team. Word up. We're in the building, man. Down in Sports Talk late night, man. We got the late night funnies going on here. We got left-handed right here, RM Des in the building. You got Yada Bear in the house. Make sure you check her out all the time. Man. So yeah, it's crazy.
I was talking to typical Mets, go Braves.
Absolutely.
All day.
Absolutely. I was talking to the homie Star earlier. Shout out to Brianna Stevens. Shout out, salute. I was talking to Star earlier, and his one of his topics was about how there are no Black American baseball players. Like, what happened? His question was like, what nationality dominates baseball? And I said to him that it's like, you know, it's Latinos.
Latinos all day.
Yeah, however you want to say. He wanted a breakdown. You know how he do. He wanted to break down like this Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. I mean, again, at the end of the day, they're all over the place.
Yeah, but it's hard to really break it down.
It's hard. It's hard.
So you got Dominican, Puerto Rican,
Venezuelans, Colombians, Cubans. Yeah. Nicaragua. Yeah, all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So again, he had a caller. He had a caller on the show. Now, Yada, we've been talking this sports thing for a minute now. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure you're a fan of sports and you're a baseball fan and things of that nature. You ever heard of anybody paying $600 for a bat?
A bat?
A baseball bat?
No.
No. I told Star. No. I said, Star, whoever's paying $600 for a baseball bat needs somebody to snatch it from them and beat the hell out of them with it.
Yeah,
a $600 and you know me, Yada. I say slick stuff. You know what I mean? And again, if it goes over your head, that's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
But again, at the end of the day, if you got a kid, your son, daughter, whatever the case may be, you got them in the $400 glove and the $600 bat. You got them a $600 bat and they're hitting 185. You got them a $400 glove and they make it like 6 errors. Like I don't
get out of here.
I don't understand. You know what I mean? And then they're like, well, you know, the kids in the Latin countries and things of that nature, they want to play baseball so bad, they'll get a cardboard box, tie some string around it, and make and fashion themselves a glove. So again, don't tell me about how expensive baseball is. When did baseball turn into hockey?
That's something that you hear in hockey, like some skates, a stick, but not no $600 baseball bat. Now, you know, if they want to get into like the numbers of like the percentage of how many like black players is in Major League Baseball, well, it's only 7% of black players. You know, in 1991 it was 18%. So right now, only 7% of players are black, and that margin probably go a little bit smaller because when we start talking about star players, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how many black star players are we out? Do we have out there?
Black American. I don't.
Black
Let's see. Let me
American
see.
star players.
You got Aaron Judge, Byron Buxton, the kid Tristan McKenzie for the Cleveland Guardians. This is off the top of the head. Mookie Betts, more or less.
Mookie Betts.
That's four. Give me one more, Yada. Help me out here. Give me one more. I need one more.
From the Braves.
Oh yeah, Harris. Michael Harris.
Yes, Harris.
Okay, that's five.
What?
Five right there. So we helped you out a little bit.
Well, is he? I don't know. Is he still Andrew McCutchen?
Yeah, he's back with the Pirates.
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, Andrew McCutchen, more or less. I mean, you
Anderson.
know. Tim Anderson, right? That's right. So it's a few, but 7%.
We still on. We didn't even get 10. I think we got like
that's
7,
right.
maybe 8.
You know what I mean? So again, Jason Hayward, he's on the Dodgers now, but I'm reaching Jason Hayward. I mean, he's on his way out.
Yeah,
so again, so 7% is really, really crazy. And then the guy was saying about how his star was asking, but was there a salary cap in baseball? And so the guy was like, he was hemming and hawing and this and that. I'm like, I'm listening to this. I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing? So I called the show. I said, yo, there's not necessarily a salary cap, and what it's called is a luxury tax. So they give these teams a certain limit, and if once they go over that limit, now they have to pay money to the other teams. Like for example, the Yankees, they'll go over their number, and then they'll have to give money to like the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep.
You know what I mean? To help their salary situation out.
Yeah.
So again, when you talk about baseball, if you have a young, a man, a young female that wants to play baseball, steer them towards baseball because that's where the money's at.
Oh, because that's your whole contract right there,
Absolutely. And they can sign you right out of high school.
Yeah. So back to the percentage real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Baseball, 57.5% is white. Hispanics, 31.9%. Black, like I said, 7.7%, and then Asian / others, 2.9%. So baseball is still a white man's sport.
Yep.
But the Hispanics are right there behind them. And then if we dig a little bit deeper in that number, I'm pretty sure majority of the Hispanics that's listed are the star players. Because you think about pitching, you think about outfielders,
infielders, right?
Players, if you look at each of these teams, there's a lot of Hispanics out there that they're taking up these spaces. A lot of pitchers, catchers, first baseman.
Yeah, middle infielders, shortstop, second baseman, yep.
Yeah, more white.
Yeah.
But when we start looking at like DHs and outfielders, shortstops, like those positions that get like a lot of notoriety, like a shortstop, we all know. I'm pretty sure we can name like 5 Hispanic shortstops, and I'm pretty sure we can name like 5 Hispanic like outfielders, or pitchers. So
right, you're right.
At the end of the day, it's still a white man's sport. And it's because when we in the hood, nobody's playing baseball in the hood like that anymore.
The homie made a good point. One of the homies made a good point. He was like, "Yo, I came up in the Jordan and Kobe era, so nobody wasn't thinking about Ken Griffey Jr. or Derek Jeter or Nomar Garcia-Parra. They wasn't thinking about those dudes while they were watching Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Michael Jordan. LeBron, Shaq, you know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. So that has a lot to do with it as well. Absolutely. And plus, for me, I see kids in Harlem. I see kids in Brooklyn. I see kids in the Bronx playing baseball. They didn't play baseball. They played stickball. So again, for me, I was like, when I was little, I would get by myself and get get some spray paint. Don't tell nobody. And put a box with an X on the wall. That's the strike zone right there.
That's the strike. Yep.
That's the strike zone. So again, it's if you want to work on your game, baseball to me is one of the you could just take the ball, throw it, in your bed in your room, just throw the ball up against the wall.
Yeah,
catch it.
When
you know what I mean? It's
when
crazy.
I was younger, we used to go to the field and play baseball. Funny story.
Uh-huh.
I remember. Well, I sort of remember. We used to go and play at the field, and I was pitching, and all I remember just doing this, and I woke up on the couch. Well, I got a line drive straight to the face. My lip was like this. I didn't lose any teeth, thank goodness, but my lip was like this. And you know what? You know what I wanted to do as soon as I woke up? I wanted to go back and play baseball.
Go back out and absolutely. Let's go.
Okay, so I always was a big fan of playing, like just playing some baseball. We was always at the field all the time. We used to share gloves.
Right.
Everybody didn't have a baseball glove.
That's right. Everybody didn't have a glove. That's right.
Yeah, we used to share gloves. It depends on what position he's playing. Like, all right, well, you gonna play first base, so all right, well, yeah, we're gonna give you the glove because you on first base. But everybody in the outfield, we out there barehanded. You better.
Let me tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories, yo. I'm so dedicated to baseball, right? Like when we go, you'll play games like, in the back of the building or in the playground or whatever. So when we got a chance to go to a big field, like the Little League field or whatever, we was like, okay, we all get out together, ride our bikes to the field and got our gloves together. And we gonna play game. Yo, this dude. Names will be changed to protect the innocent. his sister liked me, but he couldn't stand me, yo. So he was on the other team. So I was playing catcher. So you know where I'm getting ready to go with this. The dude was coming around third base. I'm waiting for the ball to come in, and I know it's about to go down, yada.
Yeah.
I get the ball. The dude tries to take my head off. The collision at home plate. Bang. But yada. I came up with the ball like this. I was on the ground. I came up with the ball like this. It was like, yeah. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And then when you mentioned about the gloves, I'm left-handed, literally and figuratively, right?
Yeah.
So I had to play first base with a right-handed glove. So that's how I learned how to play. That's how I learned how to play first base with the glove. So basically, you take the glove off, you throw the infield practice, right? You put the glove back on. Kind of like some Jim Abbott stuff, but I had two hands.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So again, getting the glove and putting the oil on it and tying the baseball around it and putting it under your mattress. It's a rite of passage, yo. That's what we did. We're baseball players.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You get out there with your buddies. You talk about this guy and that guy. We know their stats. We know all their numbers. We know this and that. My grandmother and them used to be amazed because we would watch the All-Star game, and I would know all the people before they announced them because that's what I was into. You know what I mean? So again, as I grow older, you can't take that out of me. I go out there right now and get my Ken Griffey on.
Yeah.
And get my Dave Parker on in the outfield, period. Because I loved it. You know what I mean? So again, at the end of the day, baseball is a thing to me. You know what I mean? That's my favorite sport. People say they can't sit through a 1-0 game. I think that's the best thing out.
Oh, that's the best because that's a pitching
Game 6 of the '96 World Series. Andy Pettit, what? 1-0?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a game.
Yeah, that's a game right there. So again, I think a lot of that is lost on today's generation. You know what I mean? They want the fast action. They want the instant gratification. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, the numbers don't lie. The numbers is the proof. 7.7%.
Right.
That to me is crazy. And like you said, again, it's because
I see you.
Nobody
I
out
see you.
there.
I see you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we had to do that to you. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yankee baseball all day over here. Sorry. You should have went to the parade.
See, he's Yankee baseball. I'm Phillies baseball all day. Okay.
Yes, that's too bad. But
Yeah,
that's
but
see, we gonna get it top. We gonna get it popping all season because the Phillies come to Yankee Stadium first week of the season.
I
So
can't wait.
Yada will be on assignment.
Nope,
Word up.
I would be
Yada
present.
be on assignment.
I would
Word up.
be accountant and present for that shit right
Okay,
there. I'm
that's
gonna
what's
be
up.
like this.
Listen, so back to the World Baseball Classic. I think that it's messed up what happened to Edwin Diaz. You know what I mean? I really don't hear too many people, except for the ones that really don't pay attention. They say, well, he should have never played. He shouldn't have been out there, blah, 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 this and that and the third. I think that's nonsense because Francisco Lindor summed it up. He said, you know what? Baseball, baseball players, the baseball fans, they cheer for their teams, the Yankees, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Braves, the Mets, whatever. But these guys in the World Baseball Classic, they're playing for something bigger than that.
Yeah,
and it means a lot more to them.
Yeah.
So I get it. But wow, man.
Yeah,
I know Steve Cohen, who's the owner of the Mets, is madder than a mother.
Because he just dropped like $100 million on that boy.
Yeah, man.
$100 million on that man. So
the dude Timmy Trumpet can't play the trumpet though.
When I saw that,
I said, the trumpet at Citi Field. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, we love you though. It's 2:00 in the morning. You riding out with us. We salute you. Yes. We salute you.
I said, but you know what I said at the end of the day when I saw that? I said, well, the Mets is the Mets, right?
Yeah, the Mets is the Mets.
The Mets is the
absolutely
Mets. It's something they'll figure out some way to mess this up, and the season didn't even start yet, and already.
Wow! Absolutely! Wow!
But the second, this next round, man, USA they play what? Venezuela.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Now that's
go ahead.
Now you got to show up. They got to show up for that game right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because this ain't Great Britain,
right?
This
ain't Colombia,
Canada,
right?
Ain't Colombia,
right? That's right.
Look, they already saw what happened when they played Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They try to act
Mexico put a number on them, right?
Mm-hmm. So now
absolutely
they coming, Venezuela coming on, coming down there, and it's gonna be packed because they're playing in Florida. So it's gonna be all the Latins, all the
Latins. Right. That's right.
That's all you're gonna be hearing down there.
Right.
Okay, so that place gonna be rocking.
That's what you're gonna hear, man.
They're gonna think they're playing in Venezuela. How that place gonna be rocking, but they're gonna have to show up. I mean, the bats gonna have to show up in the pitching, especially the pitching. Because
yep.
It's still one and you're done. One and you're done now.
Yeah, then This is where they make the money now and stuff like that. I bet you they wish they had Ken Griffey in the lineup now. Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay, Ken Griffey said, I might have to shake off. I might have to dust off the cleats.
Yeah,
for 2026. I said, oh, Ken, what?
But
I said,
again,
you know what? I said, well, at the end of the day, you can still swing a bat. You can still swing a bat, player.
Yeah, absolutely. He was crushing it in batting practice.
You can't play in that outfield though, but you can definitely be my DH.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always
loved him. Up. So, we
one of my favorite players. But next round is going to be a little. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be must see TV. And I'm excited for it. This gives me hype for the baseball season. I haven't even really watched spring training because I've been all in on this World Baseball Classic.
Right.
All in on it. And we keep talking about Mexico, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, where the Titans out there is Japan, because Japan is
Yep.
giving everybody the business. Japan is in championship form right now. So that is
Yep.
where
Yep.
we all need to focus on is Japan. Because
Yep.
tonight, we got Venezuela because they already um what so Cuba, they don't even know who Cuba's playing. Next round, Japan play Mexico. That's gonna be a game. Semifinals
That's
on Monday.
that is it's getting to the meat and potatoes, like you said earlier, to the games
Yeah.
that you want to see. And this is going to be very, very exciting. We're going to have a lot to talk about with it as we get into the World Baseball Classic, get close to the semifinals and eventually the final. We got a few minutes left. We're gonna rock out for a few more minutes. I definitely want to get into this topic right here. Absolutely. I don't know what the hell is going on. I said I think that uh-oh. It's late night, man. We about to wild out now. We about to turn up. That's 2:00 in the morning. The clubs is letting out and all that. So we in the building down at In Sports Talk, man. We live and direct. Adrian Broner, AB, about billions, about getting beat up.
I'm gonna say about beatings.
About beatings. He signed with Don King. His situation was, kind of crazy. He went to Amazon Prime and tried to get, a fight over there. I think that 3 fights got canceled. They had offered everybody, $125,000 to come fight Adrian Broner. It didn't pan out. So he went to the Only in America guy, Don King. I'm interested in seeing Don King. You haven't heard from him in years. This is the first time you've seen Don King in a couple years. A few years.
And Adrian Broner was the one to bring him out. Like, Don King, you came out of the bushes for this cat. This dude, he tried to fight on Amazon Prime, The Zone, Zeus,
Lifetime,
TikTok,
Old Network,
Instagram, a versus battle,
right,
versus,
right,
versus, man,
stupid.
Like, what are you doing? It's over.
Right.
Over, AB. Like, it's over. Adrian, because I can't even call you AB because you lost that respect of having me calling you by your abbreviation. Adrian, what are you doing? Last time we seen you, you was out of shape. You look crazy trying to train. You had like a bear belly. I'm like, what? Like, what are you doing?
we got the belly head, Yada. We got the belly head.
He had a bear belly out there. Who you gonna fight? You gonna fight Pacquiao? Who gonna fight Pacquiao?
He's coming back.
Fight Pacquiao. There you go.
Listen,
That's
check that up.
Right,
Pacquiao's coming back. Yeah, Manny Pacquiao's coming back. So set that up.
There
you know what I mean?
Fight him. That's
two
people we don't want to see fighting each other.
There you go. Absolutely. Because I was thinking about that. I was like, Manny Pacquiao, word. Come on.
See that?
You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're in the building, man, live and direct, man, down at In Sports Talk. We just wanted to jump on, man, while everybody else was doing their thing. Get y'all, ready for what's getting ready to happen tomorrow or later on today in the NCAA tournament. All right, on the men's and the women's side. You know what I mean? And let's talk about some other stuff, but there's some things that we're not going to touch because we don't do that over here. If y'all want to get the gossip and the tea and all that, go somewhere else and get it. We're not going to touch that. That's a very, 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 very serious situation, man. So even if it's true, I don't even know. You know what I mean? So that's another reason. That's another reason why we don't jump out the window over here. Because again, at the end of the day, nah, you know what I mean? Because that's not where we at with it. But I feel sorry for the kid if that's true. You know what I mean? It's really, really bad. But again, if you want to find out more about that, you Google it, you do your own research, but we're not going to touch that over here. Yada, I know you just came off your mission. I appreciate you for coming hanging out for a little while. And, you know what we do on Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. It's my buddy right here, Mr. AB. You know what I mean? It's my Cody in the building. I put her up against anybody. You
Oh.
already know what the vibes is. You know what I mean?
Rihanna,
So
hold
we
up.
got-
Rihanna,
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
Warriors can the Warriors can buy a win on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can win the game on the road, even if the home team don't show up. They
Don't
will
show
still
up.
lose it.
They let
Okay?
the
I don't know what's
popcorn
going
man
on.
beat them. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I can't. I don't understand what's going on. Steph dropped 50 points the other day, and they still lost. It was crazy. So that whole Golden State situation, and Draymond got his 16th tech, so he got suspended.
Right.
You know, so
It's
so
and you mentioned it. You mentioned it earlier in this show. It's a lot deeper, yo.
Yeah.
That stuff that and I'm hearing that and we don't do the T stuff over here, but you hear that Jordan Poole is with Ice Spice. Yeah,
A bad look.
Yeah,
A bad
so
look. Another bad decision.
Yeah,
This is just this is a year of bad decisions for Jordan Poole. You know, he started out by getting punched in the face by Draymond, and then he don't really show up, and like he's so iffy in the games. You know, one game he giving you like 25, the next game he giving you like 10 and 11. He's super inconsistent, and now allegedly you messing around with Ice Spice. Like, come on, man. Like, focus on, like, you win one ring. You win, like I said, when people start winning rings, you know, he won one ring, and now he for the streets.
Yeah. So again, that's what that is. Yeah. Yep. No doubt.
Yeah, like you win one ring, and now you for the streets. So I don't know.
That's what it is.
Don't know.
Yep. So that's what it is. We out of here, man. We just wanted to come and chop up for a little hour or something. You know what I mean? While other people get their thing together. I'm left-handed at RM Desk. Get at me on Twitter. You already know the vibes.
Yes.
We on Facebook, Down in Sports Talk, YouTube, StreamYard. We in the building. We salute everybody, man, that chimed in with us on the chat room. All right, rock out with us on the Facebook page, Down in Sports Talk. And that's it. You want to say good night or good morning to anybody before we get up out of here?
Yeah. Hey, Brianna, thank you for rocking with us. You know, definitely smash that like button and subscribe button. And hopefully we see you on Tuesday, you know?
Yes. Don't be a stranger. The door is always open. We appreciate people that, come through and hang out and support, because, it is what it is. We talk a different style over here. We don't really beat you in the head with a bunch of numbers and stuff like that. We just hope that you enjoy the content. And it's going to be more to come in what we do. We're going to say this. First week of the season, the Yankees play at home against the San Francisco Giants. And then this other team comes in. And Yada Bear, we're going to send Yada Bear to go get some cheesecake or something from Junior's.
You going to send me the Juniors? You going to send me the Juniors? You know,
get some cheesecake. Word up. Yo, we're about to get out of here. Smash that like and subscribe button. The support offering for Down in Sports Talk. If you're feeling this, it's at Cash App, $ left-handed. You already know the vibes, and we're gonna make it do what it do. Salute to you, salute to yours. Get some rest, and we'll talk to y'all Tuesday night, 8:00. All right. Thanks, y'all. You already know. Don't go nowhere.